up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now this is the third film in the Guardians of the Galaxy film series and supposedly it's their final installment. Now and again it's directed by James Gunn. You have the various actors like Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Carrie Gillian, all in return, like Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, to their like roles and so on. You also have Sylvester Stallone who shows up in the film too as well again. Now this particular time, the Guardians must have embarked like on this adventure to help save Rocket Raccoon because he's been like wounded. I'm not going to explain how he was wounded, but he has been kind of like wounded, so they have to find a way to actually heal him. But as the film goes on, while they're trying to do that, that's like one of like the story arcs, one of the arcs of the plot. The other plot is like revealing like the origin story of Rocket himself as well. You can see how he was growing up, how he was like kind of creating and so on. I thought that was kind of cool because I was always kind of interested in that. You could tell that he was like genetically like altered or whatever. It was pretty cool the way they did it. Now new characters are being introduced into the film too as well. Like I think Adam Warlock, and he's played by Will Poulter. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He shows up in the film too as well. And of course you have a new antagonist known as the High Evolutionary, if I'm not mistaken. And he's the one he's like the antagonist of the film. I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil it or whatever, because he's played by Chuck Woody Iawuji. I think that's how you pronounce it. But as the film goes on, there's like I must admit I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good film, like an entertaining film. I must admit it does like it was just like too long. Like it's like it would just never end. But I must admit it was a pretty enjoyable film. And I like you have Chris Pratt who returns as like Peter Quill, like Star-Lord. Like again, he shows up in the film and he's like worried about Raccoon and getting him taken care of and all that kind of stuff. And he's always still like listening to like his music on like his headset and so on, So I think that's still pretty cool. Like he still is like good as ever. Zoe Saldana as Gamora, and this current version of Gamora is like a different kind of version of her. And I'm not going to get into all that, so you can tell that she doesn't really remember them and all that kind of stuff like that, because she's like a different one, because the other one was a bit killed off previously. Then you also have Dave Bautista as Drax, and again, I think he's pretty good in this role. He has like a lot of like comedic moments and like humorous moments too as well. Then you also have Carrie Gillian as Nebula. Now to me, she still is one of the characters that really stand out like in the Guardians like franchise. Like Nebula herself, she's like just like funny, and she always has like an attitude, always complaining about stuff and so on. I think she just really stands out. She is like pretty cool and funny. There's also other characters too, like Mantis. I'm not gonna touch on all of them. Like of course you have Groot as well. He's back and he kind of looks different now. Like Groot, he's just like more like muscular like looking, and Vin Diesel does again provide the voice of him, and of course Bradley Cooper as Rocket. He provides the voice of Rocket. And like I say, the film is mostly about Rocket. He has like a lot of like screen time because you get to see how he was like created, like genetically created and all that stuff. How they fast forward like his evolution and stuff. So I thought moments like that was pretty cool because the antagonist of the film, known as the High Evolutionary, you get to see how he was actually trying to alter like these certain like animals. Like he'll take a bunch of different kind of animals from like different species, and he'll try to fast forward like their evolution. It's like how they say we like humans kind of evolved from apes. He like fast forwards like their evolution, like to what they will will become. So I thought that was kind of cool how they did that. And he is like very like mean, like evil and stuff. He kills and all that kind of stuff. So he was kind of like a relentless and sinister villain. Now you also have Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, and he's been brought into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was familiar with the Warlock character from like Marvel Comics. I am familiar with him because he's kind of like new into the world. They almost consider him like a baby. He even has some mother who's there too as well. But I'm not going to touch on all that too much. But I guess his moments are pretty cool because he kind of shows up at the beginning of the film, and it's like an action-packed battle. I'm not going to touch on all that, but it was pretty cool. Now there's like other things I would like to touch on in the song, but I just leave it at that. And I think James Gunn did a pretty good job on like directing the film, and everything is like very like over the top, and like it can be very silly. But I still must admit, I really had a good time. I thought it was very entertaining. And Sylvester Stallone, he does return in this film again too, as well as he's one of like the high-ranking Ravagers. Like he's with the group known as Ravagers. But yeah, there are lots of like cool action battles and scenes throughout the film. It's like a lot of like funny, like hilarious moments and so on. And like I said, it was cool getting a good look at Rocket Raccoon's like origin too as well. And there's like other things I think I'm probably missing. The soundtrack was pretty cool in the film. It has all them like songs, you know. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid film. It was much better than I thought it would be, you know. Like I said, if anything, I feel like it was just like too long or so. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm gonna be giving this I'm gonna give it a solid B. I thought it was very entertaining. Like it had some it had a good pace to it. If anything, like I said, I just feel like it was that kind of just slow, you know. I mean, not slow, but I feel like it was too long at times. You know, like dang, like you know, you would think it was the end, but then it was like much more, like more battles and so on to come. You know. But anyway, I'm giving this a B. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.